Hey Keller Rams, this is Coach Parker. Welcome to the fall 2020 season. Today we're going to talk about our defense and an introductory video to that. We run a 62 by 8 defense, which we came up with about 10 years ago and have been running pretty successfully since then. It's based on a 6'2 wide tackle, which you can see on the top here, and let's get right into it. So there's 11 players on defense. For those wondering, we're going against the I here. And you can see what the 6'2 wide tackle looks like. There's 6 players on the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 linebackers here, Rover and Mike. And then there's 2 corners, Carl and Bob, and the free safety at Fred here. So you have your 6, 2, and your 3 D-backs here. And we'll show you how to line up at practice, but you can take a look at this chart and get an idea there. And just to go over the position names, it may be a little bit different than you've used before, but I kind of give each position name a nickname so we can call that, and the other coaches on the other side may not know exactly what's going on. So, and some of these names may be different because we're using them to help you remember certain things. So just kind of look at these and try to remember these the best you can. Really, we've got 2 squads on defense, a wide side and a short side. And this is what we've got set up. So the cornerback on the wide side is called Carl. Excuse me, the outside linebacker D end on the wide side is called Will. And Will starts with the W, so that means wide. I know that's a little different, but that's how we're in this defense. Our tackle on the wide side is Dan for defensive tackle. D, defense, Dan. We have a nose guard, D guard, kind of inside linebacker, scrappy kind of guy called a gunner, which is sort of like another rover that's going to move in and out of the line and into a linebacker play. And he's on the wide side, and he may flip back and forth or even stack. The rover, which is the faster inside linebacker that's kind of like a strong safety, he's playing to the wide side. And of course there's Fred, which is a free safety. On the short side, we have Bob for boundary side, short side. He's the cornerback there. Sam for short side. He's the other outside linebacker, D end. The other tackle is called Tom. Our true nose guard is called Ned, or the Knob, but we've renamed him to Ned. And then our bigger linebacker, that's the true linebacker, is definitely Mike. So those are the defensive positions, and we can go back to the 6'2 wide tackle and see what they look like. The 2 defensive ends are outside linebackers. They're in charge of contain. And we can get a pin here, and I can show you those guys. So these guys are contain guys, and they're rushing up to a mesh point here. I got our tackles on the inside shoulder of the tight ends. They're here. Nose guards are here. So really the targets for those guys, just real quick on the 6'2", you've got 2 yards behind the tailback or the near back for the 2 outside linebacker D ends. The tackles are going to the fullback mesh point. The nose guards are playing A gap into the fullback quarterback legs. And that's kind of setting up a wall there like that. 2 linebackers are playing their gaps and reading. There's your 2 linebackers. There's your 2 corners. They're playing run pass here because there's a tight end, so they're looking to that. He's looking to this here with these 2. Fred is looking here, and so you got that. That's the 6'2". 4-4, real simple. You see the 2 D ends that were here have stepped back into what I call an owl position or a Lucy. So now I've got 4 here, 4 here, and then I've got the 3 D-backs here. And that's a really quick in and out move from the 6'2 wide tackle. We can call these tango when they're on the line, where they're both on the line, or owl and they're backed up and reading. And that's a quick, easy pass defense that we can move into in a 4-4 split or a 6-2 loose, however you want to call that. We got the Dragon, which is definitely, and this is where we're looking at between the 6-2 versus the 5-2 monster or Dragon to determine what is our base here. And it really depends on what we're going to see in the next two scrimmages, if teams pass or run more. But in the 5-2 Dragon, basically what happens is the Rover moved here, and this nose guard moved here, and we went to a 5-man front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gunner came out to a linebacker. Rover went into a safety. So now I have 4 D-backs, 5 on the line, and 2. And you can see how easy that was. Just a couple of transfer. When that happens, you've got your D tackles and nose go head up versus playing shades at that point. And a great blitz package, even out of the 6-2 or this 5-2 Dragon, is definitely a 3-3 stack, or the 5-3 here, which is we play them both, and you've got this stacked up. So you've got your 5, your Gunner here, your Mike's in the middle. Fred now has come back down. So Mike and Rover has come back into the linebacker core, and you've only got one safety versus the 5-2 versus the 5-3 there. So those are really the 1, 2, 3, 4 main packages that we're going to be looking at for a base in the next couple of weeks of defense to try to determine what our base defense will be based on what our opponents in the scrimmages will look like, what our talent pool will look like, and how our talent pool actually plays in these particular defenses. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this intro for defense, for the Keller Rams defense for fall 2020. This is Coach Parker. Check you guys on the next video. Go Rams.